As we find ourselves in November 2024, it's hard to believe how quickly the year has flown by. While most of us are gearing up for the holiday season, Disney is staring down what might be its toughest year yet. Under the leadership of CEO Bob Iger, Disney's facing a whirlwind of challenges, from controversies involving a BC and The View to unexpected fallout in the Shrek franchise. And in the middle of it all, Whoopi Goldberg, whose drama-packed tenure at Disney has reached new levels of chaos. Whoopi's time on The View has been a roller coaster of incendiary comments, leading many to question her suitability for live television. Her unfiltered and often unprofessional behavior has not only been a point of contention on The View, but it's now affecting other Disney projects. Despite her high-profile involvement in a planned Shrek 5 and a spin-off featuring Donkey, her attitude has reportedly pushed Disney past its limit. This decision to cut her from the Shrek project is monumental, given the family-friendly nature of the franchise. Imagine being fired from Shrek. That's like being told you can't play in a sandbox because you won't follow the rules. But the repercussions don't stop there. Whoopi has also stirred up tensions directly with Iger and her co-hosts on ABC, particularly Joy Behar, who's reportedly been complicit in turning ABC into a battleground for controversy. Their outspoken comments and unpredictable behavior have created a toxic environment, forcing even a company as image-conscious and tolerant as Disney to draw the line. And ABC's ratings have been in free fall, reflecting the public's disapproval. Once a household name with shows like Good Morning America, Jimmy Kimmel Live, and The View, ABC is now struggling to stay relevant. Disney isn't alone in feeling the impact of this shift. Studios across Hollywood are seeing similar declines, alienating audiences with divisive approaches that backfire more often than they succeed. Whoopi didn't go quietly either, attempting to use race to justify her place in projects like Toy Story 5, where she was set to voice Stretch the Octopus. However, Disney wasn't swayed and instead dropped her from this role and another high-profile gig narrating a National Geographic documentary on Disney. Initially set to earn $2 million for the narration, she reportedly demanded a staggering $4 million, but Disney cut ties, seeing her demands as unreasonable. While it's understandable for people to advocate for fair compensation, Whoopi's actions appear to be driven by an insatiable need for power rather than financial necessity. With her significant net worth, in a drastic move, Disney pulled Whoopi's anticipated $7 million raise for 2025, which would have nearly doubled her current $7.5-8 million salary. Tensions between Whoopi and Iger have reportedly flared up behind the scenes, involving heated arguments and accusations that would be front-page material if revealed to the public. This isn't about money, it's about ego. Iger, who's watched this behavior unfold for years, finally seems to have had enough. Disney execs are openly pointing fingers at Whoopi, blaming her for the network's nosedive in ratings, which has led to viewers abandoning ABC for alternative platforms like YouTube and Twitter, where they feel they can get genuine opinions without a corporate filter. To make matters worse, Whoopi's professional setbacks keep piling up. Disney has now removed her from 4 major projects, including that elusive $7 million raise. This saga has become a prime example of unchecked ego meeting overdue consequences. But Disney isn't without fault. Iger is notorious for deflecting blame, often shifting responsibility onto others rather than addressing Disney's deeper issues. While he has the power to revamp ABC's lineup and potentially rescue the sinking network, he's focused on maintaining his reputation rather than making necessary changes. With 3 major box office flops, plummeting ratings, and a dwindling fan base, Disney's reputation has been hit hard. Unless the company can turn things around in 2025, it may not be remembered as the happiest place on earth, but as one of Hollywood's most cautionary tales, a stark reminder of what happens when the magic fades and reality sets in. Disney, once a powerhouse of creativity and innovation, now seems to be faltering under the weight of its own legacy. The company that has brought joy to countless generations with iconic characters and unforgettable stories appears to be in crisis, with fans and critics alike questioning whether Disney has lost its magic touch. For decades, Disney's films were the very heart and soul of the company, producing blockbuster after blockbuster. But as of late, the magic is beginning to feel thin, and Disney's latest efforts seem to lack the heart that defined its golden era. Take Toy Story 5, for example, a film that no one really asked for but Disney decided to produce anyway. When the news first broke that Woody, Buzz, and the rest of the gang would return for yet another sequel, the reaction was mixed. Some fans hoped for a new adventure that would do justice to the beloved franchise, while others feared that this was just another attempt to milk the nostalgia of longtime fans. The skepticism only grew after Disney released the first teaser. Instead of igniting excitement, the teaser left many feeling that Disney had missed the mark entirely. Social media was soon flooded with disappointed reactions, with fans voicing their frustration at what they saw as a soulless rehash of a story that had already been perfectly concluded. This backlash speaks to a larger problem plaguing Disney: the studio's recent tendency to rely on empty, CGI-laden spectacles that feel more like cash grabs than heartfelt storytelling. Gone are the days when Disney would take creative risks and push boundaries. Instead, under the leadership of Bob Iger and other top executives, Disney has adopted a play-it-safe approach that has backfired spectacularly. This focus on sequels, remakes, and spin-offs has alienated fans who are tired of seeing beloved characters stripped of their original charm and reimagined with glossy, but empty updates. The problems aren't confined to the big screen either. Disney's theme parks, once hailed as the happiest places on Earth, have increasingly become a source of frustration for loyal visitors. Rising ticket prices, the overcrowded nature of the parks, and the scrapping of the free Fast Pass system have left guests feeling more stressed than enchanted. Instead of a magical experience, visitors are faced with hours-long waits, sky-high food prices, and the constant feeling that the experience is only accessible to those willing to shell out a small fortune. The parks, which were once a sanctuary for families and Disney lovers alike, are now often described as elitist playgrounds, with Disney showing more interest in profit margins than in preserving the park's family-friendly magic. Loyal Disney fans, including the most die-hard park-goers, are beginning to question their allegiance. Longtime pass holders who once felt a deep connection to Disney now feel disillusioned, as the corporation's focus shifts from guest experience to maximizing revenue. Yet, rather than addressing these issues head-on, Iger and Disney's upper management appear to be doubling down on their latest obsession: virtual and augmented reality experiences. Rather than fixing logistical issues in their existing parks, Disney is pouring resources into digital expansions that feel detached from the core experiences that once defined Disney magic. While virtual reality may be an exciting frontier, fans are yearning for a more tangible, grounded Disney experience, one that doesn't require goggles or an internet connection to appreciate. Disney's ongoing struggle with Disney reflects a deeper issue with the company's current strategy. What was once seen as a groundbreaking platform, providing fans with an exclusive array of beloved content, has now turned into a sea of forgettable shows and films. The overwhelming flood of new content spin-offs, sequels, and prequels has led to a saturation point where fans feel like they are expected to keep up with a relentless schedule rather than enjoy quality storytelling. The novelty of exclusive Star Wars and Marvel content has worn thin, and what should be exciting has instead become a tiresome exercise in sorting through mediocrity. Instead of creating standout shows and films, Disney has turned into a dumping ground for anything and everything, leaving many subscribers feeling disillusioned and disconnected from the magic the platform once promised. The constant push for more content has led to a noticeable dip in quality, and it's taking a toll on Disney's subscriber numbers. Disney, which started strong, is now losing subscribers at an alarming rate, and the company is scrambling to understand why. Many believe the answer is simple: Disney has lost the magic of storytelling that made the brand iconic in the first place. Rather than focusing on well-crafted narratives and engaging characters, the platform has turned into a dumping ground for hastily produced content that fails to live up to Disney's storied legacy. The situation has reached a critical point. Disney, a company once synonymous with childhood wonder and innovation, is now facing a full-blown identity crisis. The brand that used to define excellence in entertainment is now stumbling, and fans are taking notice. It's no longer a question of if Disney will implode under the weight of its own missteps, but when. With rising dissatisfaction across multiple facets of the company, from films to theme parks to streaming, Disney's future feels uncertain. If Disney wants to regain its former glory, it will need to make bold changes and acknowledge the needs and desires of its audience. This means going back to basics, focusing on authentic storytelling, and restoring the magic that defined its past successes. Disney must recognize that its current trajectory is alienating fans and leaving a once loyal audience feeling disenchanted. Otherwise, Disney risks becoming a cautionary tale in Hollywood, remembered not for its innovations, but for its inability to adapt to a changing world and to the needs of its fans.